Hey everybody, Ben with BRG Music. Still working on the old Holiday guitar. I actually found out it was it's called an H15 Bobkat, cat with a K. Kind of a cool guitar, but like I went over yesterday, we've got nothing going on in the bridge pickup, which is not ideal. And kind of just real quick go back through it here. Just turn this back on. See if I can get some noise. Nothing there, right? I mean, you should be able to get something out of it. Obviously, there's a little something, but not like this. More of a ground hum than anything else. Now, I kind of went through and shored up the solder joints here, and it's still not really doing much. Well, still not doing anything, to be honest. I guess my next thing would be just to check the switch, and see how it's behaving. So let's kind of bust that open and see what it looks like. Got a proper fit here anywhere. Let's see. That'll work. Okay. Now, this is original equipment. I hate to switch it, but we might have to. If it's just dead, it's just dead, I suppose you could bust it open and see whether or not this cleaning the wipers might do it. And, these aren't terribly hard to bust open. Just got to kind of crack the case. Got my shirt. Anyway, so let's do this. See if I can get this loose without breaking it. Then I will be replacing it, right? Okay, so get this nut off of here so we can break the case loose. Okay, put these over here so I can save them. I think if I lift these little tabs here, it'll just free it up. And I need something small and flat. That's not flat. That's flat, but it might not be small enough. But it just doesn't have quite enough mass to overcome the. Let's see here. The cohesiveness of the structure itself, causing it to settle into the. It's just literally folded over that. Requirement, which is the sphere. Okay, so in the. I wonder if I just pry this. If I can get in there, I can get it open. But that's kind of the trick, getting in there in the first place. And this thing probably won't work because it's so dinky. All of them to scale. The objects are left to right. The dwarf. There we go. I'm actually getting somewhere. Right. Then Pallas. Yeah, there we go. Number 4 is Vesta. 5 is Estrella. Do this other side. 6 is Hebe. 7 is Iris. 8 is Flora. 9. Cats aren't getting into something they're not supposed to. Metis, and 10 is Hygeia. The scale is 10 kilometers per pixel on the original image, though not necessarily on the reproduction here. But this gives you kind of an idea of the size of the larger asteroids. As you see, it starts to open up like that. You can see that. Let's go ahead and plug this right now since we're not using it. And there we go. Yeah, pulls loose right there. I bust both sides free, and we got it. I can get my bigger guy. We'll create an interesting conundrum here when I get it apart. That wires are still connected, but I want to kind of just inspect it, see what it looks like. There we go. The inside's nice and green. I don't know. It's just not making contact or what. Especially when it's when it's in the bridge, it's nasty. So let's pull these parts out and kind of take a look at everything. They aren't terribly complicated. Let's see. If I had a piece of steel wool, where would I be? There it is. Let's see, and see if we can clean this out. Especially that, man, that is just gone. If we could,
by 1990, that census
this stuff should make a difference. Actually getting it on the contact.
And by 1999,
you know,
the last that I had a date for when I created this slide.
Yes, all kinds of gross in there. Green. It's like in your car battery, when you get that corrosion, you have no more contact at your terminal. And it's kind of the same thing. The metal just gets beat. It might do it. Hopefully, we put this back together, it works, and we can save this original switch and not have to replace it with some junk.
On the 11th of September, 1999.
Oh, yeah, let's just pull these out and clean them. Now they're out, I can just get at them. Should have done that in the first place, huh? Okay. The X is the side where it's off, and the part, if you can't see that, there's a little X there. And there's a side without that. This is just beat.
See here, it's much smaller than Sears and Palace and so on, and it now has the privilege of maintaining a shape that's far removed from sphericality.
Sphericality.
Much larger than the asteroid that is hypothesized to have struck the Earth 66 million years ago and wiped out the dinosaurs.
Yeah, see now it looks like nice copper as opposed to that green crap that we had. So let's do the same thing over here. If we clean these up, it might just work. Like I said, it's a simple thing, and oftentimes it's just easier these days to throw the component away and replace it than it is to tear it apart and try to save it. But I mean, really, there's nothing to these switches. Just, you know, contact. And that makes a difference. I mean, how hard do you want to work at it, though? Vintage equipment, obviously, you want to be kind of picky about. But if it's like just a newer guitar that's nothing special to you, but it's a player's grade kind of beater, then you just go with that. Let's see here. This was what way? And here's the funny part. Will I remember how this was in here? I think it was like this. Yeah, because contact is on that side.
And there's also evidence from the
wiper was here.
Siberian traps, one of the gigantic basaltic lava
Should have taken a picture of that. I'm just forgetting how it's going. There's two tabs there where the terminals are at, and the red is the bridge. So I want
compounds into the atmosphere.
Yeah, this way.
Severe acid rain.
Can you get it in there?
Acidification of the oceans and so on.
They just sit in there. They don't there's nothing holding them in except pressure from the other parts of the switch. It's kind of interesting, right?
And you can see there that
like I said, very simple mechanical thing. Yeah, they look way better. I really hope this works because that'd be awesome. Maybe we should real quickly just kind of wipe these other guys down here. Did hit him with some spray, but I want to make sure. Please stay. Guy, you're going to flip on me, aren't you? There's tension on it because it's sat the other way since 1966, obviously. Little springs is what these are, with a little rubber bushing on them. I'm just going to wipe them off.
Asteroid 25143 Itokawa.
Itokawa.
We have asteroid Vesta.
I find asteroids and all that stuff very fascinating.
1807, it's the second most, I think we already maybe talked about this one, but anyways, it's a different photograph.
This came in this way.
One of the interesting things is the asteroids themselves have been pelted by other asteroids.
There should be another piece.
That suggests a rather interesting and violent history to many of these objects that are now circling the sun.
Let's wipe this guy off. He's nasty. And there goes my thing.
Martian orbital belt between Mars and Jupiter.
Try again.
Okay, the next one.
Start over.
Psyche. The asteroid Psyche was discovered March 17th, 1852. We don't have great photographs of it, so I just used an artist's depiction, which is pretty much what it looks like, and it has two tremendously large craters on it that it's perhaps possible, you see this escarpment here, it's possible that one of these impacts literally caused the spalling of these outer layers to just disengage and go into orbit. It's a metal-rich asteroid with a mean diameter of 140 miles. So
metal-rich.
we're discovering
It's hardcore.
in future podcasts about this, the amount of resources that are available.
Gotta get the orientation proper here.
Truly
There we go.
astronomical.
And these guys just sit in these little holes.
In my opinion, worthy
So
of discussion. Now, we have had several episodes
push
of
them back
Square
in,
Circle
and then
talking about
the
Tunguska
pressure
impact
from the
up in
spring
Siberia.
holds that
If you haven't seen those
little
people,
tab
read
on there
those,
and runs
because there's important
the
lessons
rocker.
to be derived from the details of that particular impact. We know, just for recapping,
It's gonna
that
be tricky.
it had the force roughly of about a 15 megaton hydrogen bomb, which is right in the ballpark of the largest hydrogen bombs
Do it
ever
this way, it
tested
might
by
be
the
easier.
United States.
Castle
Also,
Bravo, you know that,
As a
right?
result of an explosion of that power, it utterly decimated over 800 square miles of old-growth taiga forest. You'll get if you go back and review those particular episodes, you'll get the full picture and all of its extraordinary details.
Now to see if it actually did anything, because it's in there, nothing's rattling around. We'll plug it back into the amp, turn the amp back up, and see if we get noise.
We will talk more about later because
Or if I wired it in, or put it together backwards, or whatever else I could have done wrong.
Astronomers. So on the left now we're going to see the size of the Tunguska object, and then on the right we'll see
Just gonna kind of set it in there for now. It's obviously missing.
2001 that precedes the letter number designations, the year that it was discovered. So now you can see obviously that an asteroid
See, there's like a scratchy. There's something there, but it's pretty much dead. I think we just need to replace the thing. You know. So that looks like what we're gonna do. I guess we replace the switch. Simple enough, unless the pickup's dead. But we'll see. Of course, could just voltmeter it, but I'm gonna be lazy.
So it may have fragmented into many pieces just prior to its final detonation.
I'm gonna be lazy and do the harder thing.
It's
It's kind of cool. They have this like coiled thing, like a tube. They run all the wires through. It's really actually very nice. No one does that anymore. You don't see that. You just have wires floating around in there. Even when I do it, I'm not special. Red is bridge, blue is neck.
Getting into our Tunguska discussion, there were global consequences.
Black is obviously ground. Bear is also ground. Or black is common. Sorry. Bear is ground.
Turbulence in the
Wake up.
atmosphere over America. There were light nights as they
Tin your iron. Tin your iron. Clean it and tin it.
outside at night at midnight because the sky was so lit up. And there's several different theories for that. It might have been small particulate ice, almost like an ice layer. It may have been
neck is free.
From the
Free up the common here.
Would have preceded Tunguska as it's coming in because Tunguska was probably part of a comet, and we'll get back to that.
Red
when we talk about
bridge will free up.
where we're going to be talking about comets and meteor
Not
streams.
fast enough.
All right, so
There we go.
now what I want to
Take
do
the
is
ground
get
off.
into talking about
Obviously, the part's going to take the longest because the ground.
the phenomena of near misses.
We
talk about near misses
a little
on
more
an
solder to melt. There we go.
It could be
Not too
anywhere
bad.
from
Anyhow,
a few thousand
that's done.
miles from Earth's surface.
Turn our iron off for now because it heats up fast. There's no sense leaving it on. We're going to do switch.
On, you know, the discovery of Sirius in 1801. We didn't
Wish
know
I have
anything
some.
about other asteroids, at least modern science.
What's that cap? That cap is a chrome cap. I don't think I've got a chrome cap that'll match.
Asteroids over the course of decades.
But I might have one, but I think for now I'll just do a
We now know
cream, I guess.
more of these objects out there than any of them.
Could do black, could do cream, whatever.
So I'm entitling this
So I have all three colors in this particular deal here.
Close Encounters While Mankind Sleeps. Okay?
Okay.
And because we are,
Everything that comes in
in the
those.
sense of oblivious to the cosmic environment in which we live and exist, in which our planet.
This one's got all the. Apparently this one's missing some stuff.
Messages I'm trying to get out is that we need to be much more cognizant.
Yeah, I'm missing a washer in that one.
What's going on?
Which I probably have one, but I have to dig for it, right?
Realm of our existence.
Besides the black cap on already. So we're just gonna go with it
That we consider pre-scientific.
and switch it out because I'm crazy here.
They were presumably hunter-gatherers and foragers and so on, or subsistence farmers.
No sense not changing the cap at this point because it's not going to matter to putting it on.
What was going on in the sky. So let's begin. I'm going to go back to March 22nd.
Now, if you never wired a switch, it's pretty easy. Three-way switches typically. Your ground is here. This would be your neck. This would be your bridge, just based on the orientation. You know, you can change that if you don't like the way it's wired twisted or whatever, as long as you don't break your wires free. And these two tabs are your common. And you want to solder it. I pre-tin everything and tin those together so I get contact, you know. Something to hold these. Hold this guy. I come up with all kinds of crazy tricks how to do this, you know. In fact, this is often something I do in a pinch. All I need to do is hold it still while I solder on it, and need something to set it on, basically. Just come up with my own little tricks and stuff. Just set it like that, right? Turn our iron back on, let it heat, and then we'll get to tinning. This shouldn't take too long. Hopefully everything works once we fire it up. Who's to say it will? But my guess is it's just this switch, and it's often a very common problem. So I'm going to shut that down.
Which then means that it was about roughly 40 times the volume.
Yeah, there we're back, and we're at 480. Good, nice and hot. Tin the work, pre-solder, both sides, get it all, plenty. Okay, now this side we're going to tin the ground. This one takes a little longer because it's much thicker metal. There you go. You get nice and hot. Then the solder melts when you touch it and not the tip of the iron. That's the point. You don't want it to just melt when you touch the iron and you don't have it properly bonded to the metal. You got to get it nice and hot so it flows and adheres itself to that, you know. That's done. Now we're going to go ahead and just pop it in the pit guard here and reassemble, you know, like such. I guess we're just going to go with this orientation. It kind of makes sense. Ground is on the far side. Cats are digging. Some of my hair in there, that's awesome. Jeez. There we be. It's in place. I just tighten it down real quick. Suppose I need a nice little 3/8 inch drive. Where's he at? I just saw it. Whatever. Shorty. This will work. Yeah, she's not going anywhere. All right, so black was common, red was bridge, blue was neck, right? So we'll do our ground first because we have less room to work when we do that. It's like a ribbon. It's actually this, what it is this thing. It's all coiled. Nice. So if this makes contact with the switch in any way, I'm going to have a short and then it won't work. So I'm going to try to get that in a way that it won't interfere, you know, with what I'm trying to do, but still have plenty of, you know, plenty of touch. Let's do this. Where's my needle nose or something? Something to grab that and pinch it down so it kind of has a flat contact with the deal here. This is much too big of a tool for this job, but I'm going to do it anyway. Suppose I could heat shrink this, and then it would prevent any issues with grounding out. Heat shrink's a magically awesome thing. I had some scissors. I just, I reorganized, so now I can't find anything. Here we go. I had a friend who I think he got tired of watching me do shit the hard way, and he got me this soldering station, which is really cool. It's got a rework deal on it and everything, and this is great for heat shrink. It's nice and hot, melts that, or actually shrinks it, doesn't melt it. I mean, you could melt it, but it'll take that down in size to where it's not going to be a problem. Blowing my stuff around. Yeah, there we go. Shrink it. Good. Now protect that from causing me issues, grounding or anything, shorting out. It's important because you don't want that at all. But I'm going to come kind of from under the switch here. The top from the guitar's point of view, under from where we're at right now. And I can work my wires over the top of that so it's not in the way. See it smoke, watch it flow, then you got it. You just got to hold it on there until it cools. Yep, nice. Put that back while I readjust this. And I'm just going to go bridge, common, neck. Easiest order I can do this in. Sometimes I'll snip these so they're a little nicer looking. You know, it's all frayed out, which is kind of a mess. I'll retin it to be safe. Make sure I've got solder on all my points of contact. Common, I'll do the same thing. Might as well just trim these all while I'm doing this. It's just big bulbous ends on those. Someone put like physical pressure on the wire when they were soldering it, and it like flattened it, and you got this basically like a mushroom. Little holes are handy. I use them. Some guys don't. I'm wearing my readers so I can see that I'm not, wires aren't touching. Looks kind of tight in there. Okay. He's making contact. Oh, I guess we'll see if we've got bridge pickup. Here comes the test, right? We've got more than we had, or we had more a second ago. When I first fired that up, it was there. Now I think it was all for naught because I believe the issue is this volume pot. Which, interesting. So I'm going to, I guess, see if I can pop this thing off and get a look at it. I might put that original switch back on if I deem it the way it needs to be. These guitars have a little bit of value to them, you know, so why not try to preserve it? I mean, it's not gonna, you're not gonna buy a house when you sell one you found at a garage sale, but you know, I gotta get under that and try to pop that loose. There we go. It is moving. There we go. Flathead screwdriver, and just be careful because you break your pick guard. You scratch it too if you're not careful. Don't go too deep. Don't go too far. There we go. Yeah, these pots are, I've never seen anything this small on a guitar. They are dinky. Minuscule. Problem solving. You don't win every time, but you got to test. Science. Get that pulled up just enough. I can't even get this screwdriver under there. Holy crap, this thing's tiny. Try to be gentle. Yeah, that was what I had to do. Notice I didn't give it the business there. Wow, this can be cleaned up. There's some gnarly stuff there, isn't there? Yummy! Now, maybe I can spray inside this thing and make it work. Maybe it's just freaking dead, right? That's the big question. Why is it not working? Why? So when I rolled it back in volume, I had some. It's funny. It's got a flange. I had something when I rolled the volume back, but at full volume there was nothing. It could just be full of gunk and goo. I mean, I can't even turn it like that. Holy crap. There you go. That'll help me turn it when I clean it. Mouthful of that crap. It's turning a lot easier. Be nice if it fixed itself and I could just pop that old thing back in there. Old switch. Ooh. The toe knob's like crunchy. That might be shot. Steel wool stuck all over the pickup, so yeah, of course, right? Yeah. Shut it. Man, that just feels... It's like a grip and a crusty grab to it. These don't feel that way. That guy's just done. Yeah, it's like I think this pot is just shot. There's like it feels like there's something broken inside of it. Like there's resistance, like across the turn, like it's like it's full of like crunchy, crusty crap. I guess replacing that tone pot won't be so bad. I have to figure out what kind of value that is. Guess I'm going to start doing some quick reading, figure that out. Be back.